Hi guys, it's Tilly here from Tilly's Dance and Yoga Factory. Today's video is going to be on tight hips as requested from two of my very good friends. So you might not need these, but just in case, I do have a yoga yoga block, but if you have a book you can use that, and I do have a pillow as well. Okay guys, we're going to start lying on our back in corpse pose. So just bring your legs down onto the yoga mat and your arms, and just start to close down the eyes. And just notice how you're breathing. Maybe you're breathing fast or slow. And just notice. No need to change anything. And just find some stillness in the body. Really letting go, relaxing the legs, the tummy, the arms. And maybe just setting yourself an intention for today's class. Maybe something that will get you through to the end. It can be so hard to allow yourself even just 20 minutes to yourself. So really try and enjoy this practice. And allowing you the time to really focus in on the hips and the glutes as we really try and stretch them out together. So start to bring the soles of your feet together and just allow your hips to just fall out towards the side. And this is where you can use a pillow or a block, and you can place it underneath the outside. And you can even keep your eyes closed for this, if this feels good. And I always say, if you ever need to come out of any asana, please do so. You can bring your knees together, you could gently just rock them from side to side. But just try your hardest to come back into this posture, as this will really allow your hips to release and start to open. Two more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Good, bringing those knees up and in towards your chest, placing your hands on the outside of your knees. Just gently start to rock side to side, almost like an external massage on your back, on the base of the back, and also on the spine. And just taking that as far or as little as you need today. Maybe do some circles going clockwise or anti-clockwise. And just really getting into the body now as we start to warm up, ready for our practice. You're going to extend your left leg nice and long down towards the floor, taking your right knee in towards your chest. We're going to do a side stretch. So left leg long, right knee in towards your chest. Left hand, you really need to know your left or right for this. Left hand onto the outside edge of your right leg. And just start to take it over to the left hand side, extending that right arm nice and long across the floor and looking over towards the right hand. Feeling that nice juicy stretch into the hip, the glutes, and also the side of your body. And I'll just show you here, this is where you can use a block if you're feeling like you are a little bit too far away from the floor. So just coming back into that for you, you can place the block on the floor and you can actually rest your knee on the block here. Or you might like to use your pillow if you can get a little bit further down. Bringing that right knee in towards the chest and the left to meet. Just a little rock from side to side before we go onto the other side. Extend that right leg long. Bring that left knee in towards the chest. Right hand comes to the outside edge of the left leg. Left arm extends long down on towards the floor. And we gently allow that right knee to come down towards the floor. I'm going to use my block to support me here. And using a block is sometimes thought to be almost the easy way. It's really not. Sometimes the block can challenge ourselves a little bit more, or using a block or a prop such as a pillow or a strap can make us find a asana, a pose in a different way to maybe how we can't find it without a prop. So don't get too comfortable. Maybe today's practice you really try and use the props, you use the pillows and the blocks, and maybe you'll find that you can access a stretch in a different way. Okay, bringing both knees in towards your chest. We're going to come into happy baby. I've got a very happy baby at the moment behind me in the pram. Extend your legs up towards the sky. So really straighten those legs. But we're going to keep our feet flexed as much as we possibly can. Bend those knees as much as you can so you can try and hold on to either your big toes or the outside edge of your feet. And you might like to take some rocks here in happy baby, or just some stillness. Option, you can really squeeze those knees down towards your armpits. This pose is a really nice asana for the digestive system. Can also be a really nice pose for the spine and releasing any tension in the lower back. And of course, releasing the hips, which is our focus for today. Okay, we're going to come into cat pose. So placing those hands right underneath our shoulders. Just start to circle those hips round. Keeping it nice and small to start. And then start to access a little bit lower, bringing your bottom right back onto your heels. Nice big juicy circles. And the other way. Okay, tuck the toes, coming into our first downward dog of the day. So extending those legs, nice and long. Let's pedal out those feet here. And then as slowly as you can, I'm going to challenge you to take as many steps towards your hands as you can. So take your time. As many little steps. Relax here, bending your knees so your chest is flat on your thighs. So really bending your knees here and letting the arms hang long. Slowly start to uncurl the spine. And just taking some nice big circles of the neck, one way and the other. Hands together to the heart center. 4 breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. This is our Ujjayi breath. That slight constriction of the back of the throat, an oceanic sound quality. So it is really loud. I remember going to my first ever yoga class, I think it was a hot yoga class, And I was honestly looking around, listening and thinking, who is making that like monster sound? Because like, almost like a dragon, like that, because it is loud. But don't worry, you're on your own in your own house probably doing this, so it really doesn't matter what you sound like. But I do always really suggest that you really try the Ujjayi breath to really help with your practice. Really try not to sigh during yoga because it actually uses a lot more energy rather than keeping that breath within the body. It's an internal breath, it helps to warm up the body and the insides as well. So 4 breaths. Hands to the heart center, find your stillness. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending that spine long. Exhale, place those hands down onto the mat. Come into your plank. Holding here, 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet here, really squeezing those heels. Lovely. Good, finding some stillness. Extend that right leg long, bringing it all the way to the front of your mat, in between your hands, extending those arms. We're in a really nice high lunge here. My back foot heel is lifting up on the floor, and you want to really feel like someone's almost giving you a little helping hand. So don't just become lazy in this pose. Really, really lift here. Squeeze the belly button towards the spine and extend those arms long. Bring that knee close down towards the floor without actually touching. I'm going to do 3 more. 2 more. Good. Keep squeezing. 1 more. Fantastic. Come down onto the floor, hands either side of your right foot. Drop that back knee. Okay, we're going to take our right hand to our right knee and just gently ease that knee out towards the side into our lizard pose. So really getting into the hips now. You should feel a really deep stretch in your right hip. Good, really use that breath to help you stay into this posture. Good, ease yourself back to neutral. Tuck that back heel. Inhale, lift those arms high. Exhale, place the hands down onto the floor. Sit back into the plank. Downward facing dog. Really push those hands down into the floor. Think about actively pushing that thumb into your yoga mat. Lovely. Extend that left leg long. Bring it all the way to the front of your mat. Extend those arms into a high lunge. Again, really lifting that back heel off the floor. Same as before, let's do 4 knee drops down towards the floor. But your knees are actually not touching the floor, just a little bit off. Okay, let's go. 4, 3, oh, I actually touched the floor then. 2, 1 more. Good, come all the way down to the floor. Drop that back knee, coming into our lizard. So really sinking down into those hips as much as you can. Take your left hand on the inside of your left knee and just really push that knee over towards the side. So what we don't want to do is actually push on the kneecap. I'm actually more aiming for sort of the thigh, the muscly part of the leg. So we're really getting into that left hip and that glute. Good, place that left hand on the floor. Tuck that back heel. Step back into a downward facing dog. Good, lovely. Again, take as many steps as you can towards your hands. Good, well done. Okay, we're going to come into a Malasana squat. So I like to call these ballet feet. We're going to turn our feet out towards the side, and my feet are going to be about the same width of my yoga mat, but you know your body, you might need to go a little bit wider. So our Malasana squat, we're going to come down as low as we can. Our hands are in Namaste towards our heart center, and we're thinking about not arching forward, really opening that chest. So I'm using my knees and my elbows to really push myself upright, and I'm not sinking in the posture, because I could easily sit here, but can you see the difference from here and here? So you can actually use your block. If this is really not nice for you, you can take the pressure off, you can sit on your block, and you can still think about really lifting up through the top, the crown of the head. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. 2 more. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Just releasing the knees here. Just having a little sway from side to side. Good. Okay, tree pose. I'm going to face you now so you can see me. Starting with the left leg. Really ground down into that left leg. Bring the right foot up towards the inside of your thigh. So we're really opening these hips here. Now you might like to hold on to your foot. If you feel really good with your balancing today, great. If not, don't worry. This is brilliant. This is such a strong pose. And we're really opening these hips here. So find your stillness however you like. Maybe experiment with your arms in front of the body. Extending the arms maybe up high. Moving the arms side to side. Or placing the arms behind you in Namaste. So you can really shuffle those hands up the spine here, really opening that front body. Lovely, release down. Let's do that on the other side. Left leg coming up towards the leg. The left foot coming up towards the leg. And go straight into your balance here. Really focusing in. Maybe picturing a tree trunk growing deep into the ground, keeping you stable and strong. And experimenting with those arms. Maybe doing something a bit different with your arms to how you normally practice Vrikshasana, tree pose. Good, gently come down. And just give your legs a shake. Okay, really going to get into those hips now for our last posture. So, a chair pose. Really sit down into your feet. Extend those arms long. So if I just come to the side, it's really like I'm sitting on a chair. You're going to lift your right leg off the floor, bringing it up towards your left hip. Really reaching long. Maybe closing your eyes, see how your balance is today. Or keeping your eyes open. Good, really sitting down into that hip. Reaching those arms long. If it's too much with the arms, you can let them go. But try and keep them reaching up. Good, and let's do that on the other side. So right leg is going to stay strong and grounded down into the floor. Lift that left leg up. Bring it across, so we're opening the hips. And sit back into that chair pose, our one-legged chair. Reaching those arms long, fingertips long. And try and relax your face. We often strain into certain places, maybe the fingers. So just breathe. Good, okay. One final sun salutation to finish. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place those hands on the floor. Step back into plank. Drop those knees onto the floor, bending those arms, bring the belly down to the floor, roll those shoulders up, back and down, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, coming through your cat, into child's pose. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Look towards the space between your hands at the top of your mat. We're going to jump our feet to our hands. Off we go. We're back into a mini Malasana squat here. Bring those hands to your heart. See if you can come up onto those tippy toes. Really lifting up, squeezing that core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today's practice. I hope you are feeling good after class. Namaste. I'll see you soon.